Doctor to OnlyFans? Are we this hard up for money?
Flash, you've been a YouTuber for how long?
A few years now.
A few years? It's going pretty well.
That's not bad, I think.
Yeah, I think you've done very well for yourself. Congratulations on that. Blabs, you are, obviously Side Scrollers has gone pretty good. You also have a YouTube channel, which is good. Mm-hmm. You have, has been well established in the past that you did attempt to sell your feet one time.
Listen, you're making this out to be something it's not, okay? Context here, I did a little dare or a bet, and I don't know, at this point, it was so many years ago, like 3 years ago, that I can't remember the actual bet, but
3 years ago.
Shut the gates, Phoenix. Doesn't matter. Shut the gates.
We're talking about the feet thing.
Shut the gates. There we go. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Can they hear her or no?
No, they cannot hear.
Okay, good. They can't hear. Excellent. All right, very good.
But I'm watching her. Okay. She's animated. It's great.
But the point here is that, listen, sometimes when the YouTube channel isn't going as well as you think it would go, or maybe your career maybe not be going the way that you go, it goes back to ease. And we have a YouTuber who has quit, not just being a YouTuber. Welcome back, Blabs. But also her PhD.
All right, YouTuber quits PhD to become an OnlyFans content creator. Okay, is she a YouTuber? Is she a PhD program candidate? Which is the two? Because here's the thing. PhD is not the same as being a doctor. All right, you get a doctorate. Yes, that's true. But most people, when they say doctor, they mean MD, not PhD. She could be getting a PhD in English. Okay, that's not going to pay the bills. It's just not. It's not. You would need a professorship to even remotely possibly think about putting food on the table with an English PhD or any kind of like humanities-based PhD, except for maybe psychology. That's kind of the only one you can parlay into a normal job within your field. So this is probably why she's doing YouTube. But here's the thing. When you're on YouTube, if you are a cute girl, by any definition, you are going to get non-stop offers for a bunch of money to do stuff that's kind of sexy, kind of naughty, kind of, a little bit outside your comfort zone, perhaps. And eventually, if you ever hit any kind of financial straits, that big pulsating door of ease and money is very easy to walk into. And once you're through it, that's it. You're done. You did it. So then why wouldn't you just keep doing it?
HD to become an OnlyFans content creator right here. So let's just see what she has to say. And by the way, this, PhD is a doctor over here.
Doctorate. MD is a doctor.
He's gonna be a doctor.
All right.
She says, no.
Like Dr. Jill Biden. Okay. Yeah. Yes, technically that could be on an envelope in the mail, but you're not a doctor.
No, I'm just gonna take off my clothes.
I've dropped out of my PhD. I've cried so much over this decision to quit my PhD, because it's a stressful decision. Not that I'm particularly sad about it. I'll get into all of that in a bit later, but moving on to...
You missed opportunity here. Someone in the chat has it. Like, she could have still did the OnlyFans and become Dr. Jugs.
Exactly. I was thinking, I'm like, bro, just dress up and everything. Do whatever you need to do with your PhD stuff. Boom.
Own it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, that is the other side of this. If you're actually hard up for money, continue doing your PhD program. Again, depends on what your PhD's in. It might be a complete waste of time, and they are actually way cheaper than a master's degree, but still can cost a ton of money. Do the PhD if you're interested in it, and it looks like it's going to make money. If you're interested in money. And then wear a mask, totally protect your identity and do the OnlyFans to supplement your income. That's kind of the only way you can do this in any way, shape, or form that's not going to come and bite you in the ass in the long term. Okay? Because unfortunately for her, she looks young enough for that long-term thinking part of your brain to be slightly underdeveloped, and therefore she's probably going to regret this. That's why we hate to see this. We don't hate to see people doing OnlyFans. It's the fact that you're ruining your life in the future. You're ruining the next 50, 60 years of your life for 5 years of enormous wealth, possibly, and a little bit of fame and clout, you know, which is also going to screw you up mentally.
100%. And I mean, you know, attractive girl, nice assets, you know, like just saying.
She got good genes.
Yeah, she does. She should be an American Eagle ad right there. But let's see what happens here.
Later, but moving on to doing OnlyFans and content creation full time, it's not just a career choice, it feels kind of like a gamble on the direction of my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a gamble. But here's the fun part that most people don't even think about. So is OnlyFans. The vast majority of OnlyFans models do not make the amount of money that the big crazy people that are getting touted all the time. They'll make a couple $100, and guess what? Your nudes are still out there. That life-ruining decision has been made and is out there in the ether forever to bite you in the ass when you least expect it.
You think?
What is she gonna do when she's no longer on OnlyFans?
Yeah, because you've only got a couple years.
There's a lot there. There's a lot there. You're right? She could have had an entire career as a doctor, helped out thousands and thousands of people, right? Made an impact on thousands and thousands of more.
I do want to just jump in here and reiterate one more time. Craig, PhD is not MD. It's entirely possible she was going to have a total worthless PhD. Very likely, in fact, that she was going to have a completely, totally worthless, completely valueless PhD doctorate in some, lesbian dance theory. Whatever your throwaway, bullcrap major, minor college course is. Very likely it was more in that direction than it was, I'm going to be an oncologist research scientist. I'm going to be researching the cure for cancer and saving thousands of lives. It's probably not the case.
With their family members and stuff. But she's going the cheap route. She's going the route of what's the fastest way to a lot of money really quick. And
this is the other side of it. I think we need to be much more cognizant of the fact that OnlyFans is not that. It seems like it because you hear all the stories of the big, huge OnlyFans creators that make millions of dollars, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in an incredibly short amount of time. Those are the unicorns. Those are the unicorns in the same way that becoming an A-list actor is a unicorn. How many people in LA are actors? Basically everybody. Basically everybody hopes to get an agent, hopes to get discovered, hopes to be the next big thing. And the amount of people that actually do it, even just to survive, even are capable of making a living as an actor, are minuscule. So the amount of people that are going to make big, serious money on OnlyFans, especially with the ecosystem being as saturated as it is even more minuscule. Plus, the decision to do it means that you have that sword of Damocles hovering over your neck for the rest of your life. Even if it has no mental effects, which I think it does for most women who are doing this, it's still going to be, okay, well, if I ever have kids, or if I ever want to get a husband, or if I ever want to do anything, I hope that, the job interview doesn't use some kind of deep research chat GPT and ends up finding, me spreading my cheeks on the interwebs because I did that and I didn't make the amount of money that I wanted to. I couldn't retire on that. So now I got to get a job as, a barista or whatever the hell. These kinds of things. This is the thing that needs to be pushed more about OnlyFans, is that it's not a good bet.
I think, you're going to see more and more of this from YouTubers.
Have you noticed that the rise of female empowerment has also equaled the amount of whoring that's also happening? That has, that's what they've done with their power, is whoring.
1000%. 1000%. But then you see, like,
No,
go ahead.
genuine question though. Like her OnlyFans, what is it, right? Because there's some people on OnlyFans who literally just show like hair, like long hair, and they brush the hair, and it's the weirdest shit, right? But they just do that. They don't do anything, like no stripping, no none of that. Some people just sell like feet pictures on there. There's a whole bunch of categories. Like, so what's
That is a good point. I will say that is an absolutely good point. You can have an OnlyFans in the same way that you can do, you know, a YouTube channel or something like that, where you are kind of cashing in on your sexuality, but you're not doing anything that's going to be able to be held over you for the rest of your days. That's kind of the only way to do it in a way that I think would allow you to sleep at night, either from not being a whore and not being worried that at any moment someone can throw those pics to your family and you lose all respect from your, you know, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your cousins, whatever. That's kind of the only way to do it. However, I will say it also does kind of feed into the OnlyFans mental problems, which is you're commodifying yourself. You're only there, your only existence that is valuable is your body and sexuality as a commodity. That's what you are selling. You're not selling any kind of creativity. You're not selling any kind of, you know, worthwhile endeavor. It's just you as a piece of meat on display.
she exactly doing, like, for us to get the full context?
My
here?
guess it's the full thing, because
The
otherwise
full
she would
thing?
have been doing the PhD with it. You know, if you're not, if you're just showing feet pics or whatever, brushing her hair, I think she's
Yeah.
going the full Monty on
It
this
is,
one,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, well then, if that's the case, that's kind of a shame, really, because like,
this-
what are you gonna do after?
I think this person's right. This person, I don't know. I don't know who these people are, but Sophie Rain is only 20 years old and is ranked in $80 million in 2 years on OnlyFans. She's 20. She's been doing it since she was 18, and it's going to be nearly impossible to convince younger women to avoid OnlyFans when the money is not. This isn't life.
Yeah, which is why I think the story needs to be the money is not life changing. Okay. If you are not being offered life changing money on the street already, you're not going to get life changing money on OnlyFans. You'll get a little bit, maybe, but it's basically like, oh yeah, I upgraded from McDonald's to Five Guys. That was my OnlyFans bump. That's what it's going to be for the vast majority of people. And it is insanely difficult for us to separate this. You know, we always make these arguments like, hey, all right, someone offered you $100 million. I'm sucking it, you know? And that's a joke, but it is also totally accurate for most people. Like, if you're offered $100 million, like, all right, I would, yeah, like, I offer you $100 million to cut off a finger. Are you going to do it? Yeah, you're going to do it. 100%. It's not even a question. You're like, yeah, of course. There's always a line, but for most people, that line is very nebulous, and until you approach it, you don't know what it is. And then most of the time you find out, and you go, oh no, I actually crossed the line that I wanted to already. So I might as well just keep going.
Changing money. This is generational money.
Yep.
Maybe.
$80 million, $40 million a year, $750,000 a week.
You know,
Yeah.
how many fatties Flash will have to sleep with for that?
Flash. Would you?
$80 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, let's start low. $50? Are you like good for
No.
50? Okay.
Nope.
But this goes back though. Like, and Arch said this, right? This is also another thing. I don't know who this person is, Lil Tay, but apparently she turned 18 and she made $1 million
There
in
was a good
3
point.
hours.
Ew.
There was a good point somebody made. Like, she probably filmed that content, or I don't know what she posted, but it was probably before she turned 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yes, absolutely disgusting.
Which is probably true. Ugh.
I don't know, Blabs. You're older now at this point, right? You're in your late 20s, right?
Huh.
32 years old.
Well, Blabs, you have morals, and I appreciate that about you.
Shout out.
To almost to a point to where they're annoying, right? You have your standards, and it's a pain in the ass sometimes.
I'm so sorry.
All I'm saying, just go to fucking Olive Garden. Anyways, with that said, you are an 18-year-old right now in the world, right? Let's just say you have the exact same following you have right now, but one path is a grind it out on YouTube and hope to make some money, or grind it out on OnlyFans and have instant success, right? What amount of money, Blabs?
So here's the thing. He's correct, but I have seen this as like, when I was doing ASMR, I encountered this. It's not, you make a choice. I'm going that route of integrity and principle. I'm not going to sacrifice that for anything. I'm abandoning that path. No. That path is there the whole time. That path is there the entire time. Anytime you want to, there's a couple people who are ready to give you cash money. Absolutely. And when that YouTube stuff slows down, when, you lose that bump from that one video that was doing really well, once that tapers off, oh man, I think I'm stalled out. I think it's not really working anymore. If someone's offering you that alternate path with immediate rewards, eventually you're going to go, well, I can dip my toe. I can dip a toe. It's no big deal. I can always pull back. But you dip a toe and it's not that bad, and you did make the money. So you go, well, okay, I'll refocus on my YouTube. That's what I want to do. That's what, I want to maintain those principles and integrity, and I didn't really compromise myself. So I'll keep going on that. I'll keep going. Ooh, I hit another rough patch. I can dip a toe again. Well, you can't just dip a toe now. That guy's done. Now you gotta go full ankle, calf, go up to your butt. Oh, all of a sudden, you might as well just jump in. And once you do, there's no coming back. And it's always there. That temptation is always there. And it takes a very strange, uber moral person to completely ignore that as an even option. And that's kind of the only way you can get around it, is it's never a possibility that I would go down that path. It's not even a path for me. I don't see it. It's not there.
Would it take, if you were in that situation, if someone's like, I can guarantee you $1 million a year.
It's not just a simple answer like that, because the way I am is because of my parents, right? So like, they would never raise me ever to be in that position that I am just whoring myself out even at 18. Like, that was not even the case when I was 18, like not at all. So yeah, I can't really fathom ever doing this kind of shit. Shout out mom and dad, thank you.
Yeah, dude, let's go mom and dad, let's go. Love to see that. Love to see that. And yeah, that's great. I mean, that's exactly, hopefully, the response that everybody has. But unfortunately, there are a lot of girls who don't have that.
Yeah, broken families.
Yeah, broken. They got.
It's not even broken. It's not, again, I know we like to look at this and we like to, denigrate these people, and maybe they deserve it. But a lot of this is literally just, I've got a risk reward calculator in my brain. The long-term stuff is nebulous, iffy, not a big deal. And therefore, what's the risk? And I was like, I guess maybe I don't make as much money as I want to. Okay, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take, especially for this giant, huge reward that I'm almost certainly guaranteed, right? Except you're not actually guaranteed that reward. But again, it takes a kind of willful insanity to ignore that possibility of reward. And unfortunately, we have totally lost that, because I think that willful insanity comes along with like kind of religious values in these types of things, like the faith, the moral certitude of being in a community of faith. That's it's been just blown away.
got daddy issues, whatever, mama issues, parent issues. They lack self-confidence, and the best way for them to be confident is to make $1 million in 3 hours.
That's just like borderline super duper creepy, because like, is it like as soon as she turned 18? Like, what does that mean? Like 6 months after she turned 18? Like she turned 18, the next day she goes on OnlyFans? Like, what does that mean? That is creepy as hell. Ugh.
It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting, and
Not good.
shame on all these freaks who are dropping $1 million in 3 hours, who are probably hoping that she took the picture before 12:01 or whatever it was. You know, whenever she.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just disgusting. So, anyways, what a mess. And you know, I agree with that lady. There's going to be a point where this generational amount of money is going to be incredibly hard for people to move past and to ignore. Sucks. The degradation of society. Graham says, Craig, she's helping thousands of men with ED. I mean, she's also contributing to adult content addiction. But hey, where's this? We're splitting hairs here. Thank you, Graham. We're growing.
Yeah. And then in a similar vein, Aspen Gold is saying a similar thing.
Am I able to watch
She
this?
sent my mom my fans link.
And this is the consequences. This is the immediate consequences. And he's also touching on some fun stuff here, which is the rewards are not guaranteed.
The title of this post is "The Dildo of Consequences Rarely Comes Lubed."
She sent my mom my fans link and a picture of me doing a picture of me sucking a
succulent Chinese meal.
and it's my fault.
Good save.
Because she's saying my cousins were looking up my pictures, like my male older cousins. They were looking me up, and I said, why the fuck aren't we asking them why the fuck they're looking at me? Why is everyone saying like, oh, it's me? Why is it always me? Why the fuck is it always me?
I do want to say that watch the beginning of this clip. Listen to the words that are said.
She sent my mom my fans link.
Remember what I said before about how there are no greater haters for women than other women? One of the big problems that I think that these girls starting an OnlyFans, you're probably not thinking of the consequences that, you know, what if you make an OnlyFans and the only people who subscribe to it are your distant family members? Let me see. I think there was like a tweet that I saw about this, of these girls that are like massively successful, but what you don't see are all of the girls that, you know, they make $200 for a few months and then they don't make any more money besides that, and everybody who knows them personally is you know, trading around their nudes. And so I think that's
Many such cases.
really one of the big differences between, like, you know, this versus like Twitch streaming or something like that, right? I think that's a huge fucking difference. So watch this.
Not really. Everybody hears about all the Twitch streamers, all the YouTube people that make tons of money, and no one talks about the people that are making zero money and just grinding it out day after day, nonstop. Subscribe.
Me, the day I turned 18, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans so I can move out and get rich. There it is. $180 a month. Hate videos, still live with your parents. Yep. Oh yeah. And so there it is, such a risk. It's a massive risk, and there's a huge survivorship bias that happens with it. And the point that I'm making about this is that a lot of these girls don't realize that by starting an OnlyFans and by doing this, you are crossing a threshold that after you do it, that's pretty much about it.
And that is, I think, the real solution to this problem. It's not, oh man, we're going to ban OnlyFans. We're going to blow up that site. We're going to make sure that porn is illegal. That's stupid. It's not going to work. It's never going to happen. Okay? What you need to do is make sure that people understand that the odds that you're going to succeed in this venture is essentially zero. And therefore, the rewards become way less attractive because the odds of you getting them is non-existent. And the odds of bad stuff happening, if you do cross that threshold, as Asmund said, is almost 100%. So that's the way you actually end this. You don't shaming people. It's great. It might work, but probably, in all honesty, yeah, for hundreds of millions of dollars, if I get shamed, I don't care. But if I get shamed and I make nothing out of it, yeah, I'm probably not going to do anything. But you know what's going to be the deciding factor there? Me getting something or not. Not the shame. It's, am I potentially making millions of dollars? Yeah, and I'm like, then all comers can come. I don't care.